So the big hits, yes, it hits all the big three of phones having the thing that we thought they were going to have this year. 1, Snapdragon 8 Elite. 2, really, really bright display. 3, silicon carbon battery. It has all of those. And it has like maxed out everything else. Oh, that picture you just took is
fire.
That's tough. That's a tough look for me. I am holding a Nintendo Switch 2. And by Nintendo Switch 2, I mean an Oppo Find X8 Ultra.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
Audio listeners really just got excited.
Yeah, sorry for the jump scare, audio listeners. No, this is so this one came out or was announced this week. I dropped by the time the podcast goes out, my first impressions video of this phone is also out. But it kind of came out of left field because we've had the X8 series going for a while, and the X8 Pro is already a really good phone. This phone comes out. I didn't really have plans for it. It shows up. The spec sheet blows my mind. Unbelievable spec sheet. From top to bottom, literally the best available spec
Android phone.
other than, I think, refresh rate, because it has 120 hertz LTPO. Maybe it could have been the 165 hertz from the ROG phone. But everything else about it, Snapdragon 8 Elite, 6,100 milliamp hour silicon carbon battery, great haptics, IP68, IP69, a terabyte of storage, 16 gigs of RAM. Like, you name a stat, it's got it. 1440p, super bright. And then the camera sensors, which are kind of the main draw of these phones, 1-inch type sensor for the primary camera,
wow,
50 megapixels. And then it has a 3x camera, which is a absolutely massive sensor and is basically the same size as the primary camera on a lot of phones. Then there is a 6x telephoto, there's an ultra wide, there's a chroma sensor for white balance. It is loaded.
This camera is ungodly good.
It is loaded.
This is possibly the best phone camera.
Marques, is this everything that you mentioned that every phone is going to have this year?
So the big hits, yes, it hits all the big three of phones having the thing that we thought they were going to have this year. 1, Snapdragon 8 Elite. 2, really, really bright display. 3, silicon carbon battery. It has all of those. And it has like maxed out everything else. Oh, that picture you just took is
fire.
That's tough. That's a tough look for me. But it's really impressive. And I think, so I ended up like making a video on it, not expecting to until we got it in hand, but I'm impressed.
Yeah. Can I ask the least interesting question possible?
Yes.
Okay, I've seen this with a couple other phones, and I remember bringing it up when we were fact-checking a video once, but why are phones now saying like it's IP68 and IP69?
I don't know.
'Cause
I thought it was pretty intuitive that if a phone would pass IP68, then it would also pass everything below it. But technically, they don't have to test everything below it.
Okay.
So if you pay for the IP68 and the IP69 test, maybe you feel obligated to say both.
Both of them?
But IP69 is not just submersion, but like high pressure, high or low temperature water jets. It'll survive that too.
Something I want to note here. They copied camera control.
Oh, yeah.
It's a whole section in this video.
Yeah.
And maybe I haven't said it on the podcast before, but Oppo with Color OS is so shameless about copying many, many things from the iPhone, from Dynamic Island to open the settings app and tell me that's not just the iPhone settings app.
The Dynamic Island is so good, though.
The Dynamic Island they've copied. Live activities they've copied.
Yeah.
See that button on the side on the top left of the phone?
Okay. Oh,
Hold that down. It's exactly the action button from the iPhone.
And it has the Dynamic
and the little
Island
action button
the
thing.
Same.
Now on the right side of the phone, you see that little flat area.
Camera control.
It's literally camera control. So if you open the camera and slide your finger along that area, or double tap opens the camera, slide up and down, it zooms in and out. They've copied camera control.
It literally looks the same.
If you hold it,
oh my God.
Multi-photo.
Yeah. So yeah, they've obviously taken a lot of inspiration. The settings app, the settings for that action button, quick button.
Right.
It looks exactly the same as the iPhone. I ended up kind of remembering that obviously all the other markets that aren't the US, where people just buy the phone based on whatever has the best specs and seems like the best value, it kind of works for them to just embrace the other features of other phones that work well. And if you have all the features, then people are more likely to buy your thing. Like if I like Dynamic Island on the iPhone, okay, now here's another phone with Dynamic Island.
Yeah.
You know?
Something I want to note about the camera, usually when you zoom in like a ton, what happens is it looks really soft, and then you click the shutter button, and then a few seconds of processing goes by, and then it looks really over sharpened just because they want to like bring out all the detail. But on this phone, even when you use like an insane like 30x, it looks soft. You take the photo, wait a couple seconds, and then it just looks like a normal photo.
Looks sharp.
Like it looks good. It doesn't look over sharpened. It looks amazing.
I think the
You can get
telephotos
to
are
them.
great on this camera.
That's insane.
You did rich from like across the entire office, and then it starts like haloing pretty hard.
Yeah. So
Okay,
it is tough to tackle like tough lighting conditions at 50x zoom, but on like a skyline or whatever, trying to zoom in on some buildings, like it does a fantastic job. Anything that's sitting still, it does a great job. I followed Zuri around. It does a good job of like freezing action. Zuri's the dog that's over there sleeping in the corner of the podcast room right now, but it did a good job with that. The thing about it, okay, so I've only had it for a few days. I assume the battery life is going to be just fine since it has a 6,100 milliamp hour battery. It also has 100-watt fast charging, 50-watt wireless charging, reverse wireless charging.
Does it have Qi 2?
It does not have magnets in it, unfortunately.
Qi 2 is fake as far as it.
Yeah.
No.
We
phone
don't
has
get
that.
Qi 2, we only get Qi 2 ready.
Yeah. Just the Motorola Skyline or whatever.
Yeah, but everything else about this phone is
HMD.
basically peak 2025 smartphone. The bar has been set now.
That's crazy.
This is how good it gets.
That's unbelievable.
yeah. It's good
I
stuff.
might have to get one. Does that Oppo phone work with Google Fi?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I specifically looked at the carrier support list, and the bands are not there. Fi is on the does not support list.
But does it use T-Mobile?
I don't know. I know AT&T was on the yes list.
Because a lot of these companies just like to pretend that Google Fi doesn't exist
They like.
and subscribe.
Oh.
But because they're an MVNO.
Does that stand for moving
NVMe.
victory
MVNO. I don't know.
subscribing?
Subscribe.
Is this a Clips Ouch or is this just more of the episode?
Thanks for watching.